Hello everyone and welcome to Total Quilter Monthly for July 2021. My name is Mark Garetz and I'm a National Floriani educator. And this month we're going to be going over a brand new update that just came out for Total Quilter and the features that it includes. Okay, so let's get started. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and open up your copy of Total Quilter. And I'm going to show you, first of all, how to get this new update that we're talking about. So this new update is build 3776. And if you go here to Help, and you click About, and you look right here, it will tell you what your current build is. Now you see I've already upgraded to 3776. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK to close that. But to get the update, if you're at anything below that, come back here to Help and click Check for Updates. And what that's going to do is it's automatically going to open up the R&K Software Club site. And you can sign in if you want, but to get the update, you don't actually have to. You can come right here where it says Updates, hover over that, and you can download the FTCU update if you want, if you have that. If you just have the Quilt software, you can update that by itself. It's actually the same file, so it really doesn't matter what you do. But let's go ahead and click Quilt Software Updates because I want to show you what's on that page. So if you scroll down a little bit, here is the opening page. Right here there's a download link. If you click the download link, which I'm going to go ahead and do, I'll click it, and you see it goes to this page, and it says Download Floriani Software, and you can click here to start your download. So when you click it, now I'm using Google Chrome, if you click it, it'll start your download and it'll start to download the software down here. And once it downloads it, then simply double click it and follow the prompts to install the software, and that's all you have to do. I'm going to go back in my browser here back to this page because I want to show you this video right here. If you want to watch some of the features that are included in this video, and I'm going to go over most of them, but if you want to watch this video from Trevor, you can. But he actually missed a very important new feature that we're going to go over in the software lesson today. All right, so once you've done that and updated your software, I'm going to go ahead and close this page. We're back at our Total Quilter. Now I've already updated, as I said. And you can follow along with me if you want, or you can just watch. If I want you to click with the mouse, I'm just going to say click. If I want you to right click with the mouse, I'll specifically say right click. And of course that's a click with the right mouse button. All right, so we got the new build. Let's go over some of the new features. Okay, the first new feature that Trevor also covers in his video is a new enhancement to the way you do appliques. So I'm going to come up here to my Shapes tool, and I'm going to get a circle, an ellipse, and I'm just going to click and drag and draw a circle. All right, now I'm going to convert this into an applique by coming over here to my Select tool, selecting it, and I'm going to come down here to my applique conversion icon, and I'm going to click it, and it's going to create an applique of that circle. Now, not much has changed from the way we used to do appliques. In fact, 99% of it is still the same. And you could always have assigned a thread color to the various parts by coming to a new thread and clicking on it. And if you have the applique object selected, like let's click on this viola color here, it allows me to assign it to color 1, color 2, or color 3. Now color 1 is of course the placement line, color 2 is the tack down line, and color 3 is the finishing stitch, in this case a steel stitch. But you'll notice that there's a new item in this pop-up menu, and it's called Fabric Color. All right. In the past, if you wanted to see a color in this applique, you would have to come over here to the fabric icon and click it and select one of the fabrics from your fabric library, and it would display in here as a fill to show you that. But now you can actually just fill it with a fabric color based on the thread palette. If all you care about is just seeing a solid color, you can click that, and I click that, it will fill it with that viola color. All right, and if I want to change it, I can select the applique and I can come to a different color. Let's say I want this Renaissance color. I can click it and just assign it to the fabric color, and it will change. And that's the enhancement to the applique tool, the ability to give it a solid color easily with any of your thread palette colors. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this applique. I'm going to come here and select all items in my sequence view, press the delete key on my keyboard to get rid of it. Now, one of the features that we've always had here is the ability to remove overlapping stitches. And the way that worked is if you had two shapes, so let me go ahead and draw two shapes. I'm going to just draw a rectangle, and then I'm going to come back to this tool and draw an ellipse, and I'm going to overlap them a little bit like this. All right, and I'm going to move this up a little bit, select it, and move it up. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert them into various fills. So I'm going to take this rectangle and I'm going to turn it into a texture fill. And I'm going to come down here to my texture fills and click it. And I'm going to use texture fill number 270, which is this one right here. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to put that fill in there. And I'm going to do the same thing with my circle, but I'm going to put a different type of fill in there. I'm going to go ahead and put an advanced stippling fill in there. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to get stipple number 100. Okay, so I'm going to come down and pick 100, which is right here. Now I picked these because they look a lot different. Of course, you're free to pick any ones that you want. And so if I click off it and I turn on 3D so you can kind of see what the stitches looks, it kind of looks like mishmash now because it's all the same thread color. Let me change this one here to a different color. Let's make it a dark purple here. Okay, actually that doesn't look much different than the red. Let me lighten that up. Let's go with this color. Okay, now it looks a little bit different so you can see the difference. All right, and you can see the thread behind because it's an open design. Now if we really wanted to stitch this out, we probably want to get rid of this background red color here. So what we would have done in the past is we would have selected this purple, and then we would right click on it and we would say remove overlap stitches, and it gives us a distance here which is set at 0.5 millimeters, so we'll go ahead and leave that, and I'll click OK, and it will think for a while and it will take out those stitches. Now you can see one of the things that happened here is it shifted the angle of this. We can fix that by going into our shape tool here and just resetting the angle back to horizontal. Right click and that'll put it back. I didn't get it exactly right. Let me just move it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our shape. Now this does it for us, but if I were to select this circle and move it away, you'll see that it's cut out those stitches. I'm going to do an undo to put it back. And one of the issues with this is that if this removal of the stitches is what we call destructive. So this bottom shape is now kind of permanently cut out in the shape of this circle. So if we wanted to move where this circle is, we'd have to either undo, 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 go back to where we started, or redo the whole thing. So this new tool that we call the clipping tool, clipping stitches tool, gets rid of that problem. So anything that you do with that is what we call non-destructive, meaning it can recover itself. So I'm actually going to do an undo. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to do undo one more time here. I'm going to keep doing undo until I see that there we go. So my fill is now whole, and there's my pattern in the circle. I'm actually going to delete this artwork so it doesn't confuse us here. We don't need it anymore. So I'm going to select it all and delete it. And I'm going to show you the new tool. So if I select both of these now, instead of just selecting the one on top, if I go over to my properties box, I'll see a new icon, and it came up saying commands, but here it comes now saying automatic clip. So if I click on that, you can see the new option here. So this is the new tool, the automatic clipping. I've got two options: clip stitches overlapped by the segments above, and clipped overlap stitches in the segments below. So since I have both of them selected, I'm going to go ahead and select both, and there's no harm in actually selecting both. If I click now, and I can set my overlap distance back to 0.5 like it was with the other tool. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 0. And I'm going to go ahead and click apply. And it's going to do exactly the same thing. So if I move this circle out of the way, you can see it's cut those stitches out. Now if I do an undo to put it back, this looks pretty good. But what if I wanted to put this in the center? I can actually move this into the center. All right. And with the other tool, this would just be the way it was. There's nothing I could do. With this new tool, all I have to do is reselect everything and come back to that same icon and click apply, and it will refigure out what the new overlap clipping should be. So what it does is it remembers the fact that you wanted these shapes to be clipped, and so wherever you move this, either of the two shapes, and you reapply something by coming back here and clicking apply, you have to select both of them, I'm sorry. So I'm going to select both of them, coming back here and clicking apply. It will regenerate that. Now also, if I were to change the size of this, so let me just say I wanted it a little bit smaller. All right. So again, with the old tool, we'd be stuck with this. With the new tool, all I have to do is select everything, come back here and click apply one more time, and it will regenerate the stitches to match. So that is the new automatic clipping tool, and you'll find lots of really cool uses for it. And I love the fact that it doesn't permanently mess up any of the designs that we have here. So it's again what we call non-destructive editing. So I want to thank you for watching, and I want to invite you to come back next month for another installment of Total Quilter Monthly.